So I got a call from a friend of mine night before last. She wanted me to come out to Atlanta just for a visit because that's where she's living. And we've been friends for 25 years ish. And it's rare that she asked me to come visit her. But we were talking, and it kind of came out that she had been, she seemed to be getting more and more intoxicated as the phone conversation went on. And I asked her what kind of wine she was drinking, and she was like, why are you busting me out for drinking and smoking at the same time on the same day? And I was like, look, I'm not busting you out. I just kind of figured you were having a glass of wine, and I asked, what kind of wine you were drinking. I imagined it was some kind of a delicate red that she liked, and she got really defensive, and that tells me that she's got a problem. And we talked about it a little bit, and she's thinking about quitting drinking, which means that she really probably should just slow down or stop for a while. And it's important to recognize, even over long distances, when people you care about are slipping into habits that you've slipped into before. I'm sure if you've watched my channel, you've heard me talk about some of the things that I've, some of the ways that I've slipped into alcohol. And, one of them is being loneliness. And when you're, isolated and you don't have people that you want to hang out with, just like my last video about community, even though sometimes the people that you're hanging out with, even if they're good people, you might not really want to hang out with them. But, for me, hanging out with some people is better than hanging out with no people. But my friend, she realizes, I think after I mentioned the wine, that she's been drinking maybe too often. And if you have a friend that you think might be slipping into substance abuse or addiction, or just taking a little bit too much of the medicine at one time, it's important to let them know about it. I wouldn't do it passive aggressively or anything like that, but it is important to confront them and let them know that you're concerned, because otherwise they might think that nobody cares, and that wasn't my intention with my friend day before yesterday, but it ended up being that just noticing something about her made her notice something about herself, and maybe that's all it takes to save someone from becoming, dependent on alcohol or some other narcotic. That's it. I hope you guys have a great Sunday. Be a good friend to the people that you care about, and give me a like and subscribe if you